Your responsibility lies in realizing your child's future dreams. Minimuthu Dayada Children's Insurance from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 235-7357.
In a few moments, the news.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madavella and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines: 729 COVID cases reported from Sri Lanka yesterday. Total number of positive cases detected from the Minuwangoda cluster is 830. The Health Ministry urged the public to strictly adhere to health guidelines. The President has instructed the officials to strengthen the program of sending skilled workers from Sri Lanka to foreign countries. It is stressed that the government will not spare anyone proven to be involved in the Easter Sunday terror attacks. News overseas: Suga Pompeo discussed Japan-US ties. We move on to local news in detail. The COVID-19 cluster from Minuwangoda has increased in numbers as 124 employees of the apparel factory tested positive for the virus, the Department of Government Information confirmed. Total number of positive cases detected from the cluster thereby shot up to a staggering 830. Meanwhile, 10 more COVID-19 cases have been detected in Sri Lanka, says the Department of Government Information. The fresh positive cases include 4 arrivals from the United Arab Emirates, 1 each from Qatar, Kuwait, and Japan, and 3 Indian seamen. Epidemiology unit says the total number of positive cases of novel coronavirus confirmed in Sri Lanka now stands at 4,252. Sri Lanka saw the highest daily surge in its COVID-19 infections count as 739 positive cases in total confirmed within the day. The Minuwangoda cluster, linked to the leading apparel factory in the area, reported 729 infections yesterday. Recoveries reported in the country, meanwhile, reached 3,266 last morning, as 7 more patients were discharged upon returning to health. According to statistics, 973 active cases are currently under medical care at selected hospitals across the island. Earlier yesterday, 605 more factory workers also tested positive for the virus. The cluster also confirmed 101 other infections on Monday. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 cases tally began to surge by several hundreds of infections after a 39-year-old woman employed at a leading apparel factory in Minuwangoda tested positive for coronavirus on Sunday. She was then transferred from the Gampaha Hospital to the Infectious Diseases Hospital in Angoda. It was later confirmed that her 16-year-old daughter too had contracted the virus. The Ministry of Health urged the public to strictly adhere to health guidelines considering the cluster identified in Minuwangoda and the need to prevent further transmission. A statement signed by the Director General of Health Services, Acting Dr. S. Sridharan, said that health guidelines should be followed to control the spread of COVID-19 within the community. He stressed that although the curfew has only been applied to Divulapitiya, Veyangoda and Minuwangoda divisional secretariats, the entire country should be vigilant and adhere to health guidelines. The public has been advised to strictly adhere to COVID-19 precautionary measures, including avoiding gatherings, wearing face masks when leaving the house, limiting outdoor activities as much as possible, washing, sanitizing hands frequently, and avoiding face contact. The Health Ministry will subsequently issue guidance on activities that can be performed in work and public settings, which could include movement restrictions and work-from-home rules being re-implemented. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed the officials to strengthen the program of sending skilled workers from Sri Lanka to foreign countries. Not only the country, the workers will also benefit from those job opportunities. The President made these remarks while addressing a meeting held at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday to discuss the future programs of the State Ministry of Foreign Employment Promotion and Market Diversification. There is a huge need of skilled workers in foreign countries. The President stressed the need of implementing the programs for generating skill employments in the country. The Department of Immigration and Emigration will be temporarily closed from today until Friday as a precautionary step to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The public can obtain services from the department by contacting the relevant divisions through the telephone numbers and emails during office hours. Army Commander Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva has instructed to immediately postpone all commemorative arrangements in connection with the forthcoming 71st Army anniversary. This decision has been taken due to the prevailing COVID-19 situation in the country. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
Minimuthu Dayada Children's Insurance from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 235-7357.
Continuing with more stories here at home, it was revealed in Parliament yesterday that as a result of a decision taken by the Yahapalana regime to remove the cess tax on plastic imports, resulted in a huge environmental disaster with 2 billion kilos of plastics worth around 549 billion rupees during the past 5 years. He was responding to a question raised by SLPP MP Mohammed Muzammil, State Minister of Money and Capital Market and State Enterprise Reforms Ajit Niwad Cabral said that between the period from 2015 to 2019, plastic had been imported to the country from 47 countries. MP Muzammil said that plastic products are a threat to the environment and they take around 400 years to decompose. Discarded sachets and polythene packaging poses a huge threat to the environment, he said. Hence, he asked the minister if government intends to introduce a substitute for plastic products at a time local industries have come forward with alternative solutions. The Parliament gathers at 10 a.m. today. Responding to questions raised at the Parliament yesterday, State Minister Kanaka Herath said that the government will distribute the illegally imported turmeric through Sathosa outlets. This is a report from Anjana Vijayaratna of the SLBC.
Parliament gathered today at 10 a.m. Finance Amendment Bill, second reading, and import-export regulation passed yesterday at the Parliament without vote count. The Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardena pointed out that all the parliamentarians must have to obey the health regulations and rules because of the corona pandemic situation. Minister Tamal Rajapaksa said that the government imposed special unit led by the Deputy Inspector General to investigate the connection with Easter Sunday attackers and former Minister Rishad Badruddin's brother. The Sunday Investigate Commission, there were 7 telephone convocations with the Rishad Badruddin's brother and Saharan Hasi. Minister pointed out that all the conversations are related with private business matters. Parliamentarian Hardini Amarasuriya questioned about the complaints received to the National Child Protection Authority in 2020 till this month. Minister G.L. Pires stressed that there are 6,063 complaints to the authority and government hope to implement new 9 courts for child abuse cases. Now there is only 1 court for child abuse cases has been located in Anuradhapura. Minister Udega Mampida answered to the question by parliamentarian Hesha Vitana and stressed that the government tried to regain oil tanks which were rented by UNP government for 35 years in Trincomalee. Minister Udega Mampida stressed that Indian government use only 15 tanks, and Sri Lanka government hopes to take back the control of these tanks. Stay with us for more details. I'm Anjali Narachi, behalf of the SLBC News Division.
And with that, we conclude local news.
In the ever-changing world, our children's dreams are much larger. We need to plan ahead if we want to make their dreams a reality.
The King of Insurance introduces the Minimutu Dayada Children's Insurance. 125% of the sum assured after maturity. Mother, father or guardian receives 5 times the insured amount as the insurance cover. 1,000 rupees per day hospitalization cover. Your responsibility lies in realizing your child's future dreams. Minimutu Dayada Children's Insurance from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 235-7357.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidamahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on the main news story, the government will not spare anyone proven to be involved in the Easter Sunday terror attacks, Irrigation and State Minister of Internal Security, Home Affairs and Disaster Management Minister Chamal Rajapaksa told Parliament yesterday. Denying allegations against the government, Minister Rajapaksa pointed out that the release of former Minister Rishad Pathiuddin's brother Riyaj from police detention probing the Easter Sunday terror attacks does not mean that the suspect is vindicated from all charges. The minister pointed out that the same suspect would be taken into custody if new evidence linked to him surfaces.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on What's Light, the Health Promotion Bureau has introduced a telephone hotline for all inquiries related to the COVID-19. The hotline is 1999 and is operational round the clock. Any information on COVID-19 could be obtained in all 3 languages. World News Headlines. Suga Pompeo discussed Japan-US ties. Over 260 dead in Azerbaijan-Armenia conflict. Revered guitarist Eddie Van Halen dies at 65 after cancer battle. World News in detail. Japan's Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide has met with US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. It's Suga's first face-to-face diplomacy since taking office. The two are believed to have confirmed efforts to further strengthen the Japan-US alliance. They also likely discussed China, which had been increasingly active in the East and South China Seas. The Japanese Prime Minister is also expected to have asked for cooperation on issues related to North Korea, including the abduction of Japanese nationals by Pyongyang in the 1970s and the 80s. Suga and Pompeo then met with Australia and India's foreign ministers who are in Tokyo to take part in 4-way ministerial talks. The latest round of fighting between the military forces of Azerbaijan and Armenia over a disputed territory has killed more than 260 people as of Monday. Azerbaijan's forces are stepping up their offensive in the hostilities that erupted late September over the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev said on Monday that Turkey, which sides with his country, should increase its involvement in this problem. He called for continued support. Armenia, meanwhile, has criticized Turkey, saying Ankara's involvement is aggravating the situation. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said on Monday, I quote, I expect Turkey to use its considerable influence to calm tensions, unquote. But Turkey remains committed to supporting Azerbaijan and prospects for a ceasefire remain unclear. Finally, on world news, Eddie Van Halen, revered guitarist and co-founder of the popular rock band Van Halen, has died of cancer, his son has announced. The Dutch-American musician, 65, had been undergoing treatment for throat cancer. His band Van Halen were best known for their song Jump, which hit the top of the US charts in 1984. Eddie Van Halen was considered one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Moving on to development news. The government is moving ahead with the development plan of converting the Mitatumula garbage dump area into an urban park. State Minister of Urban Development Nalaka Godaheva stated in Parliament yesterday that this project will be implemented. Responding to an oral question posed by parliamentarian S.M. Marikar, Minister Godaheva went on to explain that among the many opinions regarding the best method of developing areas where garbage was once dumped, converting them into urban parks has been deemed most appropriate, as it is a tried and tested method that has been carried out by many developed countries in the past as well. That came to you on Development News.
Sports news is brought to you by
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
And on to sports news now. Italy's Luca Wackerman was taken to hospital after a helicopter flying too low caused a crash near the end of stage 4 of the Giro d'Italia. Vinny Zabel, KTM's Wackerman, and Etienne Van Empel both fell in the incident. Dutch rider Van Empel was able to get back up, but his teammate was less fortunate. Wackerman was sent to the hospital. He was barely conscious, team boss Andrea Citracca told Italian TV station Rai 2. The helicopter was flying too low. The movement of the air blew up the barriers. It is not clear if he has broken his pelvis. The barriers were not tied properly. Vinny Zabu KTM later confirmed that Wackerman had abandoned the race with a broken nose and has a suspected broken back along with multiple cuts and bruises.
Hey guys, we've got our very own Queen Bear here to review something for us.
Okay, here we go. It's the right amount of crunch and OMG, so much chocolate. The texture is so good. It's creamy and velvety and just so much chocolate. The packaging is super cool and new and there's like so much chocolate. And OMG, the taste, it tastes like so good and there's so much chocolate. Like with every bite. 10 out of 10 for me.
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
The wait is over, and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
And on business news, a report backed by Democratic lawmakers has urged changes that could lead to the breakup of some of America's biggest tech companies. The recommendation follows a 16-month congressional investigation into Google, Amazon, Facebook and Apple. These firms have too much power and that power must be reined in, Democratic lawmakers working on the probe wrote. But Republicans involved in the effort did not agree with the recommendations. In a statement, one Republican congressman, Jim Jordan, dismissed the report as partisan and said it advanced radical proposals that would refashion antitrust law in the vision of the far left. Others have said they support many of the report's conclusions about the firm's anti-competitive tactics, but that remedies proposed by Democrats go too far.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta, did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And on economic news, tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka in the year of 2019 dipped to 1.9 million from 2.3 million in 2018. This represents a fall of 18%. 1.5 million tourists arrived on the basis of pleasure, while 70,000 travelled on the basis of business and 251,000 travelled for other purposes. These figures were made public in the Tourism Ministry Annual Performance Report and accounts submitted to Parliament recently. The room occupancy rate dipped from 70% to 57% levels in 2019. The sector is directly estimated to employ 173,592 people and to generate 225,273 positions of indirect employment. Tourism revenue is estimated to be $3.6 billion in 2019, which is lower than the $4.3 billion in 2018 and $3.9 billion in 2017.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th phase offer from 14th September to 11th October. Win gifts worth in 100,000s for every over 3,000 rupees bill. Visit CIB today.
And on the weather update, showers will occur at several places in Western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Galle and Matara districts. Light showers may occur in central and northwestern provinces. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in northern, north central and Uva provinces and in Trincomalee district in the evening or night. Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th phase offer from 14th September to 11th October. Win gifts worth in 100,000s for every over 3,000 rupees bill. Visit CIB today.
Back to the headlines. 729 COVID cases reported from Sri Lanka yesterday. Total number of positive cases detected from the Minuwangoda cluster is 830. The Health Ministry urged the public to strictly adhere to health guidelines. The President has instructed the officials to strengthen the program of sending skilled workers from Sri Lanka to foreign countries. It is stressed that the government will not spare anyone proven to be involved in the Easter Sunday terror attacks. And on world news, Suga Pompeo discussed Japan-US ties.